And hello again, Bulldogs Nation. Welcome to Greenwood Baseball Field and the Bulldogs and the Van Buren Pointers ready to hook it up in a 5A West showdown here on a Thursday afternoon, a sun-drenched ballpark as the boys in white facing off with these pesky Pointers with their road black tops and gray trousers. Great day for baseball here. 68 degrees, wind blowing out to right field around 5 miles an hour. And we are ready for some more Greenwood baseball. Been a while since we've been on the air with you, a couple of weeks. Spring break last week, Dogs went 2-2 on the little road trip to Little Rock. And playing some good baseball right now. Really looking forward to this matchup against a couple of teams that are looking forward to postseason. That's their goal for both of these squads. Coach Brandon Brewer. I'm Tim Terry. Keith Holt's joining me in the booth here in Greenwood. Keith, good to see you again, buddy.
Good to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so spring break, so they played the Brooklyn Varsity Bearcats. They're number 2 in the state in 4A. Beat them 7-0, then played Maumelle. That was a huge win. I believe in our division they were ranked 3rd in 5A. Beat them 2-0, then played the Lakeside Rams, lost 3-4, and then played Little Rock Christian Academy, the number 2 team in the state, and lost 2-9. It was a lot closer game than the score, but had a very good spring break as far as getting better and getting prepared for conference season.
Well, it's Grant Carnes getting the ball today for the Bulldogs. He is the Bulldogs' ace. 16 2/3 innings pitched, 24 Ks, only 3 walks on the season. Keith, he's been everything he's signed up to be. He's a dandy. First pitch is in there to Ian Rowe, and it's inside ball 1.
The thing, if you've seen him compete on the football field, he competes on the mound. It's not just that he pitches. He's out there competing.
Rowe, a left-handed bat, and he plays left field, and it's a 2-0 count. That one's upstairs and a little outside. Carnes, a right-handed pitcher. Swing and a miss at the 2-0 delivery fastball right in there. 2-1 now. Ty Holt's the battery mate back there, the freshman, with Carnes. That one's upstairs.
He quick pitched him. He just rushed it just a little bit. Van Buren's a team that's going to run a lot, play a little small ball, but they're going to look to get on bases and then make things happen.
And swing and a miss, 3-1. We got the count full here to the first. Well, they called. Did I miss a strike?
You
somewhere?
did. You missed a strike. You were writing it down. Carnes works fast. If you blink, you're going to miss it.
All right. Well, fantastic. I'll put that as a K then.
Yeah, that'd be a strikeout.
Yeah, good. One down. Here's Clark Seeger. He's their third baseman, right-handed bat. And Carnes rocking and firing. There's a rip towards the third baseman. Is off the glove of Bircher and into shallow left for a one-out single.
It almost careened directly to Brady Morgan, and I don't know if he had to play Seegers pretty fast. Now, this is where Van Buren likes to make things happen. I believe they have 79 total stolen bases for the year.
Well, this jersey says 14, but we're not sure if it's Ethan Bowen or not, their first baseman. That's not what their lineup card says. So we're going to say it's Ethan Bowen, right-handed bat. And the first one's an off-speed delivery. It's just upstairs, ball 1. From the stretch, Carnes is ready. In the lead from Seeger over there. This one's lifted in the air. Should be an out. Skaggs draws a bead out there in left field. He's camped under it and makes the catch for out number 2.
The better for Carnes is if you strike people out, you have you get a high pitch count because usually you're 4 to 5 pitches per batter minimum. So if he can get ground balls and fly balls, that helps him out to be able to go and take care of his body.
Right-handed bat. This is Weston Wilcox. He's a phenomenal athlete for the Pointers, and young too. He's a good player.
Sophomore?
Basketball. Yeah, I believe he's a sophomore. Throw over. He's back safely. Is Seeger. Wilcox pitching for the Pointers today. Right-handed bat. Carnes takes his time up on top. Now comes home with it, and that's in there for a call on strike. There it is.
It's hard to see from this angle right here.
Right.
He does kind of the front jab punch.
Right.
Little gut punch.
I'll call it because I haven't missed any, I don't think, calling balls and strikes in all these years. There's the 0-1 from Carnes. There's a rip to center, right at Mitchie. A couple of steps, drifts in. He's got it. Well, we got around a one-out single from Seeger. They leave a man on base, had 1 hit, no runs. Half an inning in the book, no score. Bulldogs coming to bat. We'll take a quick break. It's Greenwood Baseball on the Sports Hog 103.5 and Greenwood Sports Center. Well, let's hang me get you all of them. 1 minute. Yes, ma'am. Maybe 5.
Kind of.
Did you see it?
3 starts. Is that what it is?
Yeah, 3 walks. .42 ERA.
Who's this pitching for Van Buren?
Wilcox.
This is Wilcox.
Anything else? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's got to be Ethan Bowen. I'm sure he just has a different jersey. What's their coach's name for Van Buren? 10 seconds. What was it? We welcome you back to Greenwood. Bulldogs coming to bat here in the bottom of the first. I want to thank our Grand Slam sponsors, J&H Automation Solutions, Craig Gigrich, State Farm Insurance, Duck's Body Shop, Freedom Roofing, MSG Waste, Shirley's Tax Service, Taylor Family Vision, Top Notch Roofing, Virtue Energy Services.
Thing you're going to get with Skaggs, he's aggressive. I mean, if it's over or near the plate, he likes to hit the ball early. As a matter of fact, I don't know if he has any walks. Does he have base
2
on ball? 2. He has 2 walks. He's really aggressive, but he gets on base. That's what you want at a leadoff.
Wilcox a righty. The first one to Skaggs is outside, right-handed bat, ball 1. Skaggs comes into today batting .395, which is 3rd best on the team. That one's upstairs, 2-0 now.
Wilcox going to work fast. We've seen Van Buren have a propensity in the past to throw a lot of off speed to Greenwood.
Upstairs, 3-0. Skaggs way ahead and just right on cue. Keith, he's going to draw that 3rd walk of the year, maybe.
That's because I said he wouldn't.
Wilcox up on top. He kicks and fires. That's upstairs, a 4-pitch walk. Bulldogs are in business here with a base runner right out of the gate. And here's young Ty Holt, the Greenwood catcher, the freshman, batting .419.
You're going to see the mentality of Coach Brewer here, what he thinks about this game. If he's going to try to get for 1 run in this first one, or if he's going to let Holt swing away and see if he can play for a big inning in the first.
Holt, on the other hand, has walked 11 times. That leads the team. Skaggs the lead over at first. And that's in there for a called strike. And I don't blame him. He hasn't been close yet. Might as well take to one. So he's ready now. Holt, the right-handed bat. Brewer's over at 3rd base. That's Tony Sandifer coaching first base. Couple of former Greenwood greats on the corners in the coach's box. And that's fouled right back at us. 0-2. And similar for sure to the oldest Holt. He loved the 0-2 count, so I don't recall Dawson liking it much the last few years.
No, he had a pitcher's mentality.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's see if Ty can dig out of this hole. 0-2, Wilcox comes home with it, and this one's fouled out of play. It's been, the gentleman coaching first base, too, was the best 0-2 hitter I think I've ever seen in Sandifer until Peyton came along.
It's just those are the kind of guys like Carnes that competes. That get up there and just like, you're not going to beat me.
Wilcox checks Skaggs over there. They're holding him on. He's got a decent lead, and he'll come home with it. There's a shot to the left, right at the left fielder, though, and out number 1. That is Ian Rowe out there.
Good barrel, just right to the left fielder.
Here's Grant Carnes, the Greenwood pitcher. Carnes comes in batting .425. That's leading the team. Signed with Wichita, or committed to Wichita State. Leads the team in batting average, 17 hits as well. Wilcox from the stretch for the Pointers. Righty-righty matchup. Carnes with a man on first. A leadoff walk for Skaggs. Let's see if he's got a big lead. They look over. Wilcox steps off, no throw.
It's tough because you can have a rally killed quicker than anything by having a guy thrown out on the bases.
Mm-hmm. First one to Carnes is hit a mile high. It's in foul ground, and it's going to end up out of play.
Ooh. Just barely.
As Ethan Bowen over there at first base gave it a check on the fence line over there. Strike 1. Wilcox is ready. He got a new ball. checks on Skaggs at first. He's up on top of it, and here it comes. There goes Skaggs. That's a high ball, and Skaggs is in there safely. Ball squirted away, but he was going to get there either way.
And that's huge, having one out, runner at second base. It just opens up the defense a little bit.
Right.
And Carnes is a guy that puts the ball in play. He doesn't strike out a lot.
1-1 count here to Grant Carnes Jr.
Carnes only has 3 strikeouts on the year.
Wilcox takes a peek back at Skaggs at third and comes home with it. And that's ripped right back up the box. And got through into center field. Brewer with the green light. He'll bring Skaggs home, and he will score. And an RBI single for Grant Carnes. And the Bulldogs strike gold here in the bottom of the first inning with 1-0 lead.
It got a little bit in Carnes' hands. It wasn't hot, but it was just right up the middle enough to where it just went split the uprights perfectly between the shortstop and the second baseman. As you're going to see the courtesy runner come out.
Josh Wright has been running for him. Is it 18?
He's the first one that comes out. He'll come out for Holt a lot, but yeah, he's got plenty of. He's 13 runs scored, a second on the team in runs scored.
Yeah, that's because of Ty's .581 on base percentage. You know, he's got to score a lot of runs because Holt gotten on so much. Running for Carnes here now. It's Pettigrew's turn. Pettigrew comes in batting .324. And that one squirted away, and Wright didn't get a good read on it. He runs back to first.
Pettigrew's 13 RBIs leads the team. That kind of goes to, Skaggs, Holt, and Carnes doing their jobs of getting on base.
And that was, by the way, Carnes' 9th RBI on the year. So here's Petty now. Righty-righty matchup. Wilcox up on top. He'll come home with it there right deep like he was going to run. And that one's inside for ball 2. Wilcox struggling a bit here early on for the Pointers, bottom of the first. There's one out. Greenwood already with one across. Skaggs lead-off walk, and that 4-pitch walk, that thing's going to score and come back and bite you. A little low. 3-0. Good eye.
This is where Pettigrew, you get down on the count to Pettigrew with runners on base. This is where he thrives.
Pettigrew, first baseman for the Bulldogs.
Wind kind of changed, blowing out the left.
And the 3-0's right down the middle. Petty taken for sure.
Didn't it switch?
Yep. It was blowing straight out to right. Now it's almost straight out toward the center, maybe left. 3-1 count. Wilcox comes set up on top. He'll come home with it. This one's lifted out of play off to the right side into the parking lot. Full count. Softball going on out beyond the center field wall here at the baseball diamond. The ladies... And I guess the Lady Pointers are hooked up over there with them, some conference action. Rain Tuesday, the wet fields, or I guess the Monday rain got the fields wet, and that moved tonight's games to here. They throw over, and he just barely got back in. Josh Wright. Sanford giving him some extra coaching. Full count to Pettigrew.
And it can't be understated how valuable having Sandifer at first base over there. It's because he's always in the runner's ear and helps them out.
There goes the runner. That's ball 4 upstairs. So another walk issued by Wilcox, and the Bulldogs got a one-out rally going here in the bottom of the first. And here's Jackson Cole batting .314, second baseman for Greenwood. And here comes the coach out to talk to Wilcox. I don't know if that's Coach Weatherford or not, is it?
I don't think so. And it looks like Wilcox, and I haven't got to see him play, but there's been a lot of talk about how good he is and his composure on the mound, and it just looks like he's kind of amped for the moment. You got beautiful weather. This is for the conference championship. I mean, basically this is who's going to be in control and in the driver's seat.
That's right.
He's just rushing it. It's just like everything's so quick, and I mean it's hard to get a young guy that's competitive to slow down a little bit. You got to pull the reins back, and I'm sure all that's what coach is telling him. Says, look, just let your defense work behind you, throw it over the plate.
Our Dugout Club sponsors: Anchored Hope, Ben Sanitized, Boondocks, Farmers Bank, Greenwood Express Lube, Liberty Roofing, Oak Bauer Pest Control, Ronnie Terry Roofing, and West Ark Plumbing. Well, here's Jackson Cole. Wilcox takes a peek. 2 men on for Greenwood, and Cole looks at one upstairs, ball 1.
Cole's a guy that when he hits it, he very seldom hits it soft. He puts balls in plays hard. Sometimes the only thing he does is he gets too picky.
Yep. Here's the 1-0 to Jackson Cole, right-handed bat. That one bounced in. 2-0.
See, I like his chances here. 2-0, going to get a fastball. Big gap in left center where he likes to hit it.
Wilcox checks a look at second, comes home, and that's in there for called strike. 2-1 now. Yeah, I just got reminded that Mountain Home's 4-0, so this isn't really for the conference title.
Well, whoever said that doesn't know what's going to happen in the future. They're living in the now. If you can't live a little bit in the future, then
we got to go back to the future. Here's the 2-1 from Wilcox. Cole's waiting on it. And
where that?
Just ducks out of the way. 3-1 now. Jackson, I like that right there. I want to hit. Let's see if he can find some green grass. That's my man DC Dylan Conley up in Mountain Home. Got his 2 dead. Welcome to the Bomber Nation. Here's a 3-1. And this one's in the air. Get out of play. It's going to. Yep, into the Van Buren. Scattered some fans. Almost got it on the recoil after it bounced up into the netting. Came back down on top.
And Mountain Home, they're no slight. They've done well, 4-0. Yes. The thing is when all the coaches and everybody sits in the media says, hey, who are the top 4 teams of the conference at the start of the year?
Yeah.
It was Greenbrier, Van Buren, Greenwood, and then that 4th spot was probably going to be Mountain Home.
Yep, you're right.
You know, this is kind of what you're fighting for. You're fighting for the top, in control.
And a walk to Cole. That was high and tight. The bases are loaded now. Dogs on the pond. And here's Austin Mitchell now, the Greenwood center fielder. Mitch, he comes in batting .316. A huge moment here for Austin. Only 4 RBI, a chance to get a couple more at least here. Wilcox comes home with it. Swing and a miss. He was late on it.
Man, this is huge. If you can get through Wilcox quickly, you know, the majority of their innings have been by 3 guys, Stewart, Wilcox, and Price. And so if you can get into their bullpen, to me, I think that would bode in Greenwood's favor.
And that's inside to Mitchie, 1-1.
He just can't find control of his off speed.
Yep. Well, the way it's going right now, unfortunately, they're up on the grass at first base. Now he's back a step, do some adjustments. We're going to play for 2 in the middle, if possible. And breaking ball missed outside. 2-1 now to Austin Mitchell. Righty-righty matchup.
The Pen's got some action for Van Buren.
Zitzman's out on deck for Greenwood. 1 down here in the bottom of the first. Already 1 across. Bases loaded. This one's in the air and fouled out of play right side by Austin Mitchell. 2-2.
He knows you can't miss fastballs. And, you know, that's just him trying to pull an outside pitch. Fouls it off to the right side. Hopefully he'll get another chance to put something in play hard here. The least you can do is hit something deep, get a sacrifice fly, get 1 more run across.
Big space in left center. And swing and a miss. And a big strikeout for Wilcox, the second out. Here's Zach Zitzman, last chance for the Bulldogs. Bases loaded still, bottom of the first. 1 across now. Skaggs led off with a walk. Carnes, RBI single after he'd swiped second base. Petty walked, Cole walked. Carnes' courtesy runners, Josh Wright, he's over at third. Here's Zitzman, a left-handed bat for the Bulldogs. Zach comes in batting .250. First one from Wilcox is inside. Ball 1. Close.
I'm pretty sure Zitzman's leading the team in hit by pitch. I think him and
Mitchell's got, or Skaggs has 4. That was the most. There's a chopper off the plate. Pitcher Wilcox comes out, fields it, throws to first. Just got him in time. 1-3 on the putout. Bulldogs put a light bulb in the scoreboard out there, but certainly 103.5.
Oh, that was huge. Bases loaded.
30 seconds is fine.
You had their bullpen up. He took it. He turned it off.
No.
Still hot. Gotcha.
Yeah, it was huge.
Well, I mean, you anything happens, then you get somebody hot, and it changes the whole. What was his pitch count? Let's see.
All right. You'd be like watching
30
the game on
pitches.
satellite.
You know, if you can get him to, we'll talk about that.
We welcome you back to Greenwood. Tim, Terry, Keith Holt. Glad to have you aboard here on the Sports Hog 103.5. If you're tuned in from the comfort of your couch, glad to have you on the Greenwood Sports Center. 1-0 Bulldogs. Carnes back to work. Keith, beautiful day for baseball. Of course, your oldest boy hooked up with the LSU Tigers tonight. He's not in the lineup, so we'll debate that as we won't hear on the air.
No,
we already have.
No, yeah. It'll be fine. Okay, so the last half inning, Wilcox threw 30. The big part of that number is anybody in the pitching world will tell you if you throw between 30 and 40 in an inning, that's where you put the strain and hurt on your arm, and you probably don't want to come back out. But he got right below that, so.
Carnes is in. He's facing Matthew Nichols, their second baseman, to start the second inning. The first one to him is high. Second one is in there for a called strike. Fastball.
Sometimes he does the gut punch, and sometimes he does the one-finger pointer.
Yeah. Time called or by someone, home plate.
Oh, no, it was the batter. If they don't slow Carnes down, I'm telling you, you won't have time to get comfortable.
The 1-1 to Chopper to Cole. Got a bad hop to Jackson. Couldn't find it. It goes into the shallow grass there on the right field for, boy. Yeah, it's got to be an error, I think. Yep. So a leadoff runner for the Pointers. Here's Peyton Bashir now. Yep, he's one of those Bashirs. This is Doug's boy. If you're an old school Greenwoodian, Peyton's their catcher, right-handed bat. I think he's finally a senior. That guy's been up there forever and got plunked right in the helmet. He'll dust that off. Carnes tried to come inside, got a little bit too close, and they've got two men on. The Pointers are in business here. And, Keith, you talked about leaving the bases loaded in the first, and this is kind of what happened. You just get a snowball effect. You're thinking, man, we should have got some out of that bases loaded. Then a little bit of unraveling here. Carnes will, of course, settle in. Ty will go out and talk to him as coaches come over and check on Bashir.
You know, there's no clock in baseball. The momentum,
right.
It can shift at any time, and it's basically just one play, and it can shift on a dime. And I think Van Buren getting out of that gave them just enough to where they come out and they get a base hit. Now it's shifted, and Greenwood's got to do something here. If you can leave these two out here, then to me it would shift back in Greenwood's favor, which is what you want in a conference matchup on a Thursday night.
It's like a timeout in volleyball. I have no idea how those work, but, boy, they seem to work. It's amazing. Well, this is
perfect situation
Austin
for a bunt.
Kane. Yep, he is their center fielder. Should be some good speed. They're expecting it up at the corners for Greenwood defensively. Carnes up on top. Nobody out, top of the second, first and second base. Fastball just missed outside. A reach on an error and a hit by pitch, and the Pointers have something going here. Dogs up 1-0 here in the top of the second.
And this will say something about Van Buren and their philosophy too. You're down one run, you've got two runners on, and if you don't bunt, then you're playing for the big inning against Carnes.
Carnes 2 looks back to second. Now comes home, swing and a miss from Kane. Brewer's telling Carnes just chill out, settle down now, get your bearings, throw strikes. 1-1 count. Got the sign from Holt. And here it comes from Grant Carnes. Bunt is in, squared to bunt. It's fouled up out of play. Keith, wait until 1-1 to show bunt.
Well, that's a coach saying, I'll give you one. I'll give you a strike. I'll give you one to swing at. And that's one of the you can't really choose a philosophy. So you're like, well, we'll choose one. We'll let him swing at one to see if we can have a big inning. And then if not, it's like, well, we better play for that bunt and get those two runners in scoring position. So it's just the coach having an identity crisis.
Here's the 1-2. Carnes comes home with it. The bunt's off. That's outside. 2-2. Nobody out.
The defense here, too. Morgan has got to make sure he's there. Pettigrew's got to make sure he's at first because the only way you can keep runners from getting big leads is for Ty to occasionally throw behind runners. But if the defense isn't there, he can't throw it.
Here's the 2-2 now. Carnes, a couple peeks back to second, kicks and fires. Outside, great job from Holt. He threw behind him that time. Oh, almost got the leadoff runner out there, Ian. That's Clark Seager. Woo. He put that right in the breadbasket, Keith.
Good play by Morgan to be coming across with the runner diving in front of the ball to actually get that ball and make the tag.
Full count. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout from Carnes there of Austin Kane, and that's the first out. Here's Owen Whedon now. He's their right fielder, right-handed bat. Runners at first and second for the Pointers.
That's huge. And you and I have always talked about this. The top of your lineup doesn't win championships or game. You know, the bottom is what usually separates you from the top to the bottom.
Certainly in high school. If you've got some quality numbers down there, you can make all kinds of noise. Carnes brings the first one in there. It's a grounder towards Morgan. Double play ball. Over to Cole. And got him at first. Racked him up. 6-4-3. Double play.
And that's where, you know, if you're Van Buren, you can look back and hindsight's 20/20, but it's like you got to bunt those guys over and put the pressure on Greenwood, in my opinion. Bunt it, put the pressure on them, have two guys in scoring position, then it changes everything. It changes the complexion of what Carnes wants to do, what the defense can do. So credit to Greenwood. I think now maybe we got the momentum shifted our direction.
Coach Weatherford didn't like it. He's appealing thought he was safe at first.
That's tough. You got to remember, too, he does travel ball on the weekends and stuff, so he's still got some travel ball mentality where it's just different. And I know Kramer's and the guys he coaches with. They do a good job with the young kids.
Yeah.
You know, Weatherford's one of the few coaches that I know around here that, and I don't know many. I know Brewer because that's where we poured into that focus on fundamentals and developing kids. And, you know, a lot of it's up to the kids to do it themselves.
Sure. It was certainly bang-bang at first. But the Bulldogs got out of a huge jam. There's Keith, our roller coaster, swung back to Greenwood now after getting that double play ball.
Wouldn't a roller coaster go back around to us? The thing that goes side to side, what was that called? That would swing back to us.
A pendulum. What is the?
You ride it. It looks like a pirate ship.
Yeah. What the heck was that thing called?
I don't know. Anyway, you're getting off subject again.
11 pitches for Carnes. That's what I had.
Yes.
Well, we're between innings.
21 pitches. So he's got 21 pitches, which is great.
11 in that inning, though. Wasn't
11 in that inning.
Yeah. The Sea Dragon.
The Sea Dragon. It is the Sea Dragon.
Now they had a Sea Dragon at the Lost Beach restaurant in Fort Smith. Had a Sea Dragon. It was a chili dog with all kinds of jalapenos and stuff. That thing got me one year we were doing a Siloam football game.
Get your ulcers?
I had one before the game. It was interesting. Well, let's go, Birch. We got the 8, 9, and 1 here in the bottom of the second. Bircher, Scotty Hollins, the designated hitter. He's on deck. And then back to Skaggs. Wilcox will come out and give it another shot here at the top of the second. Bulldogs, or bottom second, rather. Dogs leading 1-0. Bircher's kind of showed bunt and then pulled back. It's outside and low for ball 1.
Bircher spent some time, and you know that we talk about how important Holland's position is, that next leadoff, and it's huge.
That one missed outside, 2-0.
This is one of the few umpires we've seen that, you know, we talked about them setting up between the batter and the plate. He's set up directly behind it, so he's not giving them that ball and a half off on the outside part.
It's beautiful. That's in there for a called strike. And Bircher looked like taking till a strike. Bircher comes in batting .308. Leads the team in strikeouts, though, with 9. Here's a 2-1. And lifted up out of play over the top. 2-2.
He's his best when he's able to attack early in counts. When he gets late, he gets too protective. And his you know, you're supposed to expand your zone. He expands it a little too much.
Here is the 2-2 from Wilcox. Got him right down the middle.
Sure
Got him
was.
looking. Beautiful pitch. Bircher looking for something else. Out number 1. Here's Scott Holland now. Holland comes in batting .333. DH here in game 1. He's a junior.
This is big to turn over the lineup and get back to the top.
Yeah. One down here, bottom of the second. Wilcox comes home and Holland fouls it right back at us. Strike 1. Skaggs out on deck. He'll flag down the ball back here at the stop. The backstop. Holland, good job of laying off that breaking ball. Outside, 1-1 now.
Holland's like a track star that's thinks he's running the 400 when really he's running the mile.
Right.
Like you have to he's got to slow everything down. And
breaking ball in there.
Breaking balls, good breaking ball. But when he slows things down and let the game comes to him, man, he's fun to watch.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Scotty Holland, here it is. This one's in the air to the left. Left fielder took a step back, now draws the bead, makes the catch out there for out number 2. Top of the order, here's Skaggs now. Walked on the 4 pitches to start this ball game, or at the bottom of the first. It came around to score on Carnes' RBI single. 2 outs now.
I don't think Skaggs hadn't swung the bat yet, has he?
No, I don't think he did that. No, he has not. Wilcox, he hadn't seen a pitch to hit. There's another one. 5 balls to Skaggs. 1-0 count. Holt's out on deck if Skaggs can extend the inning here in the bottom of the second. Here's the 1-0. There's a shot back up the box, and Skaggs is aboard for the second time. This time it's via the single. Holt will have to shun the shin guards. And Ty will come in, try to get a 2-out rally going here in the bottom of the second. Holt flied out to left his first time up. Well hit ball. And now Wilcox from the stretch. Skaggs with a nice lead over there. And they throw over, and Skaggs trots back in standing up. Sean Holland bringing you the pictures today. Producing and engineering. That's Joey Buffett out in center field camera. Appreciate those boys at the Greenwood Sports Center. Crosswalk Media. First one to Holt's over but low. Nice stop back there from Pashir.
This is you got a good pitcher. This is 2 outs. The guy that puts the ball in play hard. It's a good time to hit and run.
Holt leads the team in walks as a freshman. There's a shot pulled back into the fence, though.
You can't miss those. Fastballs over the middle, up in the count. Now you get the pitcher back even.
1 ball, 1 strike. Ty's also got a .581 on base percentage. That's fantastic. 1-1 now to the Greenwood catcher. Skaggs with a big lead over there at first. And Wilcox throws over. Skaggs in, no problem.
He baited him at first. He got a big lead when he was looking, then shortened it up.
1 ball, 1 strike. Wilcox in the stretch for Van Buren. Looks over at first and comes set. Now comes home with it. And that's upstairs to Holt. 2-1. Hitters count. They all are.
That's right.
Skaggs gets a lead at first. It's a big one. Wilcox set up on top. Here's the 2-1. And off speed in there for a called strike. Thought it might have been a little low, but it caught the bottom of the zone. 2-2 now. Deuce is wild here at the bottom of the second. Greenwood up 1-0. And Holt trying to get a 2-out rally started. Skaggs over there at first with a 2-out single. Here it is from Wilcox. This one's in the air a mile high. In at shortstop. Who's going to find it? The shortstop's drawn the bead and missed it. It dropped safely right in the infield. A tough play. That was a major league pop fly. Yeah. And Hudson Stewart was under it for an hour.
And Coach is telling Skaggs he's got to be on third on that. You got 2 outs. Nothing can happen. You got to be going full speed trying to get the extra bag.
So Holt's going to reach on the error. Here's Grant Carnes, RBI single his first time up. He's got another runner in scoring position.
And to me, that's a base running mistake Greenwood can't make.
Right.
You've got to be uber aggressive with 2 strikes. You got one of the fastest kids out there. Get him over to third.
Travers Shelton running for Holt over at first base. Wright will be hooked up with Carnes today, or in game 1. And here's Grant now, the Greenwood pitcher. RBI single. First time up. And Wilcox brings it to him, and he just missed with that one. 1 ball count. Can Carnes come through again here for the Bulldogs? Wilcox from the stretch. He checks on Skaggs at second, and now comes home with it. And that's over, but in the dirt. The runners are going to move up. They're going to try to second base to no avail.
And that's always the rule. If you got 2 guys going, the guy at first usually gets the worst jump because he's got to make sure the guy at second goes. Sure. He just waited a little bit too long. The dugout had to tell him throw it 2-2. Now, this is where I like Carnes because he puts the ball in play hard.
Now 2 runners in scoring position. Here it comes the 2-0. And that ball, that was the one, Keith.
Yeah.
Gummit.
We're just missing too many fastballs.
Fouled straight back. That is the one he'd like to have back. Petty's out on deck if Carnes can extend the inning. 2-1 now to the Greenwood pitcher. Wilcox up on top. He's ready. Here it comes. And Carnes swings the ball 3 that's fouled up in the air to out of play. That one's up at his hands and it's a little high. He's too fat to pass on for Grant. 2-2 now. Big pitch here for Wilcox. And the Pointers. Runners at second and third for Greenwood. Here it is. It's a shot to center. Will it tail away enough? It does not. On the run and making the catch out there is Austin Kane. And the threat is avoided as Carnes flies out to center. No runs. There was 1 hit for Greenwood. There was an error.
See where that changes it, though, that pass ball. You might be able to score from third. If Skaggs goes all the way to third like he should have on that ball, then pass ball he scores, and it's a different ball game.
Nonetheless, it's 1-0 through 2 innings of baseball here, and the Pointers will come to bat. It is going to be the top of their order. No, I beg your pardon. The 9-hole, Hudson Gardner will lead off their DH. And then back up top to Ian Rowe and Clark Seeger.
Seeger with the only hit for the Pointers right now.
Yeah, it was a hot shot off of Bircher's glove at third. Nearly made an outstanding play, kind of diving at it. It almost carried him right to Morgan.
That was the word. When they played Greenbrier, they just didn't put the ball in play hard a lot. Van Buren didn't. So, if they're going to continue to be successful, that's where they're going to have to improve, which is the same place where Greenwood's going to have to improve. You can't miss fastballs. I mean, in high school, you don't get them very often, but when you do get them, you can't foul them off. You got to put them in play hard somewhere.
Got a visit from the athletic director, Coach Chris Young, before the game. Good to see him, as always. Everybody made it back safely off spring break. Spring football going on. Are fixing to crank up, I guess. They released their schedule. Blue-white game coming up in May. The Lady Bulldogs are up 4-0 after the first. Over Van Buren. Appreciate Mr. Mick Adams sending me a text. Here's Hudson Gardner now. He's their DH in the 9-hole. Right-handed bat. 68 degrees at first pitch. And Grant Carnes back to work. 22nd pitch. And this one's a mile high, fouled out of play over towards the Greenwood faithful. The kids scurry up the grassy knoll off to my left in the third base dugout where the Bulldogs call home. Carnes is ready with the fresh ball, and the 0-1 now to Gardner. Upstairs, 1-1. 330 down the left field line, 320 down the right field line, 375 dead center, 350 in in the right field power alley. Upstairs again. 2-1 now to Gardner. 365 in the gap in left center. Natural grass, real dirt. It's a baseball field here at Greenwood. Swinging a chopper foul towards the Bulldogs dugout. Sandifer Tony makes a nice scoop on it. He still got it. 2-2.
Win 1 inning at a time. Starts with each inning, top and bottom. Greenwood's just got to play 1 inning at a time, try to score and win every inning.
Gardner waits on it from Grant Carnes. Here it comes the 2-2. Just missed. Maybe a little high. Full count. Here it comes from Carnes. And a shot, and got past the third baseman. It'll be extra bases as it goes into left field. Skaggs slides and makes the stab, but it's a double. That was a hot shot down the line.
Yeah, see, a bit like Pettigrew should be trailing him all the way. If he rounds too big, it's just, Greenwood, it's got to continue to do the little things.
Yep. Well, a leadoff single, or a double, rather. And here's Ian Rowe, the top of the order, struck out his first time. Left-handed bat. Been lots of base path traffic for both squads so far here through the first couple of innings. Second hit for the Pointers. Rowe struck out swinging his first time up to start this ball game. Carnes a peek back to second, now a second peek. Squared the bunt, pulled back, and the breaking ball came in there. Nastiness for a called strike. That thing had some movement.
Well, this is where if you're playing for one, if you can get him to third, then you can either squeeze, bunt, ground ball to the right side, fly ball to outfield. There's so many options to try to score him.
Here's the 0-1 now. And they're going to throw back. Nobody was there defensively. Carnes deked the throw. As a base runner, you keep an eye on those fielders. You know there's nobody coming in there. The bunt's down, and Birch on a one-hop, a rocket over there to Cole covering at first base. The sacrifice was good.
That was hot. I don't understand. I mean, okay, I get Bircher may have been playing back, and it was hit so hard he went and fielded it because Brady Morgan was going to second. Otherwise, you might have a play at third that was hit so hard.
You're right. So that's 5-4 officially on the put out at first, right? Strike one to Clark Seeger now. He has one of their hits. One out. Coach Weatherford has a Seeger step out, gets the sign. Right-handed bat.
Yeah, Birch has got to be even with it. Runner at third.
Swing and a miss. And Carnes has got it way ahead now here. See if the Bulldogs trying to dodge another bullet. A couple of strikeouts here would be nice. Carnes up on top. He shakes the first sign. Holt gives him a new one. He likes it. Breaking ball.
He missed that one.
Missed. Got a little bit of a grin from Carnes. Wow. 1-2.
You and I have seen what happens here.
Yeah, he's going to hit it. C&I. Oh, he got him. Swing and a miss. 2 down now. Carnes carved him up. Here's Ethan Bowen now. He's their first baseman.
First baseman, number 14, Ethan Bowen.
Usually it come back to haunt you when you...
It does. I mean, that was right down the middle, and you don't call it. You usually see something bad happen for the offense. Bad happen to the defense. And
2 down. There's a called strike. As Carnes settling in here. Almost doing better when he gets a base runner on. 0-1. Kicks and fires. Breaking ball. Called strike 2. Nasty. Way ahead now. Can Carnes get out of this? Leadoff double. Swing. Ball got loose. Holt will scoop. Throw to first. You got it. Well done, Mr. Carnes. As Bowen goes down K2-3.
Well, I don't know if you've noticed, Ethan Adams still calls pitches, Coach Adams, but, they're able to do the headset. So he's actually got a piece. Ty has an earpiece, and it makes the game go by faster. And you've got someone like Carnes that loves to work fast.
Yeah.
It plays right in his – and, of course, it speeds the game. That's the whole reason they allowed it to happen.
Right.
But it allows someone like Carnes to just go.
Well, of course, I'm that guy that hates the game being faster. I guess with doubleheaders in high school, it's nice to have a little bit of speed, but all these rule changes to try to speed up the game just frustrate me, especially in the major leagues. Even in the collegiate level, the ticket prices are so high. You pay all this money to go to a game, they want you to get out of there quicker. Well, I'd make it cheaper, I don't have no problem leaving
Well, then
early.
they cut hot dogs and drinks off in the 7th inning.
Right. I got to have a hot dog at the 8th. I mean, come on. I've always wondered how they do that. If they have to go like to 19 innings, they think they open the concessions back up.
No.
No.
No, but they should.
Yeah. Wilcox back out for Van Buren. Bulldogs lead 1-0 here in the middle of the 3rd inning. It is going to be Pettigrew, Cole, and Mitchell for the Bulldogs. That's the 4, 5, and 6 holes in the batting order. 1-0. Pettigrew walked his first time up, was stranded at second base. And a bases loaded 1st inning. Wilcox back to work, struggled a bit in the 1st inning. but really has came out of this thing smelling like a rose, only giving up 1 run as Pettigrew swings and misses at the first one. Strike 1. Wind is still blowing back out to right now. There's a one that's golfed out to right center. And will it get through? Petty's going to take a big turn. He's going to try for 2. He'll have to get down. He does. The throw was offline a little bit. And a lead-off double for Mr. Pettigrew. Oh, baby.
That's huge. Lead-off double. Just he stuck his bat out there, and he's so strong. He's able to muscle it to where I think the right fielder didn't think it was going to be hit that hard.
Right.
Kind of took a bad angle towards it and then allowed Pettigrew to get all the way to second base. Great lead-off at bat for Pettigrew.
And Pettigrew, that is his... Well, I'll get the number in a minute. An extra base hit, a double for Pettigrew. Got the only home run for Greenwood. Well, here's Jackson Cole now. He's going to square to bunt, and that's upstairs, ball 1. We talked about this philosophy with the no outs guy at second. Van Buren could not get the run in with the same scenario. Let's see if the Bulldogs can.
4 doubles and a home run for Pettigrew.
Nice. That's so his 5th double now.
Yes.
And that's tied with the team lead with Mitchell. That one's outside to Cole. 2-0.
See if they subscribe to the same philosophy. Going to try to bunt him, and really it comes down to how much faith you have in Mitchell to get the job done once he's over there.
Cole squares. That one was low, but he offered. Strike 1. And Coach Brewer's want to come down and talk to Jackson.
He's either going to say, man, you missed a sign, or he's going to say, you've got to have a better effort at that ball than that. He just kind of stood up and had to go down and dive at that low ball.
2-1 count. The meeting's over with. Jackson back in from the right side. Cole, he's squared early now. Wilcox up on top. He's got the sign. Checks on Pettigrew at second. Now Cole pulls the bat back and then swings and fouls this one right back. May hit his dad back there in the bleachers. 2-2.
No chance he's in the bleachers. He's up near the track, or he's somewhere.
Oh, not bleachers. I'm at the rocky grassy knoll back the other.
Yeah.
Here's a 2-2 to Cole. Nobody out. That's low. Full count. What's turned into be a good at-bat for Jackson here. Got the count full. Base hit, ball 4. Here we go. Wilcox up on top for Van Buren. He's ready from the stretch. And comes home with it. That's inside. Walked him. Just missed. Great at-bat for Cole. And now Mitchell will step in. He struck out his first time up. Austin's due.
This is kind of set up now. I mean, I'd be surprised if you didn't bunt, because especially with Zitzman pulls the ball hard. And so if you can get the defense back with Zitzman pulling the ball and have him hit the ball to the right side hard, you're for sure getting 1, maybe 2. So, I like him bunting in this situation.
Wilcox up on top. He'll step off.
They're going to get the bunt call from the coach in the dugout.
Saw Brewer run through the signs at third base. If you followed any broadcasts of mine that I've done in baseball, there's nothing greater than a third base coach going through the signs. I mean, nothing. Well, runners at first and second, they charge hard at the corners, and Mitchell couldn't get the bunt down. Went right through his bat. He kind of looked down, asked if there was a hole in the bat.
Yeah.
0-1.
Stabbed at it. I think if you're a coach, you got to do the same thing. Right?
Yes. Brewer with an emphatic clap at the end, as if to say, let's go, Mitchie. The center fielder, he squared the bunt. Runners at first and second. Nobody out here in the third. He pulls back and then rips this one to center. Is it going to get down? It does not. It's caught, and Pettigrew barely got back in time. Whew. That almost worked out, but it did not. It's out number 1 as Mitchell flies out to center. Here's Zitzman now, grounded out to the pitcher. Zitzman, left-handed bat. Started the day batting .250. 0 for 1 here in game 1. Left-handed bat. He's our right fielder. Pettigrew and Cole on the bases. And a called strike.
That's a good take by Zitzman. It was low and outside, and it may have been a strike, but it's nothing he could have hit hard.
1 strike count.
Oh, and Zitzman has some power. If you can get something on the inner half, he can send it for a ride.
That one was over but low. Ball one. Sleepy Zitzman. Triple Z initials. Fantastic. 1-1 now to Zitzman.
Come on, Zach.
1-0 Greenwood, bottom third. There's a ball that's chopped foul up top, over the top.
And that's another fastball Greenwood missed, and it's not just Zach. It's a lot of our guys. They've just missed the fastball, and it forces you to let off a little bit on the gas pedal and not be able to hit the off speed as hard.
1-2 strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Wilcox kicks and fires for Van Buren. That's a shot. Got through. Almost took off the umpire nearly. Pettigrew is going to be waved home. He's rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. Ball got through Pashear. Pettigrew's in safely. Cole will move up. Zitzman to second, and the Bulldogs have their second run of the day.
Oh, and sometimes you just got to take a chance and make things happen because Pettigrew was hung out to dry, and it was just a bad throw that Pashear couldn't handle in the dirt and got by him, and luckily Green was able to score. Now you have 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out. Fly ball, ground ball to the right side. So you would think, the only thing you can't have here is a weak ground ball to the infield or a strikeout.
Second and third for Greenwood. Zitzman, he doesn't get an RBI on that, does he, or does he?
Yes.
It does? Okay, that's right. And so this is Bircher now. Struck out looking his first time up. Zitzman going to lose the shin protector. Sanford goes out.
He collects them over there.
Yeah.
He's got several.
1 out. 2-0 now. Greenwood, bottom of the third. Wilcox still in there up on the top from the stretch. Greenwood still in business here in the third with second and third. And that's over but low to Bircher. Austin talked to his dad before the game. Good to see the old man. Pops. Here's the 1-ball
Bircher's
count.
dad? Is he?
Yeah.
He's not that old.
No, he's not. He's older than Austin. 2-0.
Yes, he is. Yes. Good call.
Bircher got caught looking to lead off the second. Struck out.
I like his up in the count right here, 2-0.
Rip one, brother. That's upstairs. Good eye. 3-0. And, of course, Bircher probably taking here. Let's see, though. You never know about old Brewer. He cuts him loose. He got one right down the middle. 3-1 now.
Greenwood or Van Buren brought a good crowd.
Yeah.
They travel well.
Up on the grass at first base for the Pointer defensively. Here's 3-1. Upstairs, he walked him. 1, 2, 3, 4 walks for Wilcox today, and the bases are loaded.
I'm a big fan of Scott hitting to right center. Like he's worked on going. This is the one time I tell him, man, do your thing and pull the ball hard.
Yeah.
Hit it as hard as you can to the left side and see what happens. Worst thing happens is deep. We score 1. Who knows? It goes down the line and you can score 2, maybe 3.
First one to Hollins. The whole little flutter off the bat. Third baseman comes over and makes the catch.
Didn't find the barrel.
Seager got that one, and Hollins out number 2. Got a pitch he wanted, just couldn't find the barrel. You're right, Keith. Back up top, we go to Skaggs. And Braden Skaggs, a walk and a single, scored a run. He's 1 for 1. 2 outs now, bases still loaded. Greenwood had him loaded in the first inning as well, couldn't do anything with it. Let's see if they can make something happen here in the third. 2-0, leading Van Buren here. Like to add one more at least here, and just missed outside. Keith, you talked about umpire positioning.
That's a strike. In my opinion, man, I know where he caught it was he caught it about half a ball off, which means it crossed the plate.
I agree.
Probably a half a ball on.
Was waiting for that late strike call, but didn't get it. It's 1 to Skaggs, and there it is. The shortstop scooped up. He'll jog over and trot to second base and make the force there. Good play from Hudson Stewart. Bulldogs left them loaded again. They did get a run in, though, on their 2 hits. They've
3,
left
4, 6, 8, 9 on base.
8 on base.
Wow.
Whew. But we played 3 innings. Greenwood 2, Van Buren 0. We'll take a break on the Sports Hog 103.5. Minute's fine.
It just caught me off guard because you said we've left 8 on, but it's only the 3rd inning. Or you said you kind of like alluded to
yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's
Bases
awful.
loaded, 2 bases loaded. Which early in this is the second conference series, right?
Yep.
So, as long as you correct that later on, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But it sure make things easier, though, if you'd score at least one of those each time.
Right. What did Skaggs do? I just forgot.
Ground out, 6 unassisted.
Oh, that's right. Actually, he wasn't the 3rd out. He actually reached on a fielder's choice.
That's true. It was Bercher that was 6U, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
We welcome you back to Greenwood. 2-0 Bulldogs lead the Pointers. 5A West Conference action. Grant Carnes and Weston Wilcox battling it out here. Both teams aces. And the aforementioned Weston Wilcox will lead off there for Van Buren here in the 4th inning. Wilcox, Nichols, Pashier due up for Van Buren.
Yeah, this is a matchup you're going to get to see next year as well. A couple underclassmen. Wilcox a sophomore, Carnes a junior. And then Greenwood's got to find somebody else to take over for Carnes.
Sun-drenched, not a cloud in the sky. And Carnes kicks and fires to Wilcox. First pitch swinging to left, and Skaggs is drawn to beat. He'll drift back a little bit. No problem. 1 pitch, 1 out for Carnes here in the 4th. JV Soccer beats Mountain Home 1-0
Good job.
today. So, big win for the JV boys up in Bomber Nation. They're up at Mountain Home road trip. Well, here is Matt Nichols. He's their second baseman. Reached on an error his first time up. And Carnes brings it to him, and a fastball's in there for a called strike.
And that's one where you probably have 1 pitch, 1 out, and you don't want to have 2 pitches, 2 outs. And I've got a debate with some guys that they want you swinging at that pitch knowing it's probably going to be good, but then you're forced, like there, to have to hit a nasty curveball in the dirt instead of being able to jump on that fastball.
0-2 now, swing and a miss from Nichols. Here's Carnes. And got him, just gas. No chance, swing and a miss. 2 down.
And if you notice, you notice on the live stream, Greenwood doesn't take it down because they want the ball back in the pitcher's hand.
Yep.
They want it back in his hand. They want him up there waiting, and then as soon as this guy gets in the box, Carnes goes. There's no throwing it around. There's no stopping momentum. Arkansas does the same thing. They get it back to Hagan Smith's hand, and let's go.
Here's Peyton Pashier now. He was hit by a pitch and then cut down in the double play to end the second. And swings the first one, fouled off his foot. Strike 1. Carnes dealing here today.
If you're an umpire, you got to call that foul quicker and louder, don't you?
Yeah, I would think so.
'Cause I didn't see him ever call it.
I didn't either. 0-1 count to Pashier. Carnes, quick pitch, swing and a miss.
And that's where it helps Carnes, where the runner can't get, or the batter can't get in a rhythm and get his load. And he had to rush, and you force him to swing quickly.
Here's the 0-2.
Oh.
Just missed. Had Mitchell heading to the dugout out in center field.
Well, that's because Mitchell saw that it was on the corner. Mr. Holland, was that on the corner? Yeah.
Carnes is ready. Here it comes. And just got a piece of it, did Pashier.
Have we got one of those boxes yet we're going to put on there?
Woo! We don't need no box.
We don't need a box.
No. I hate the box. Gets everybody arguing and crying too much. Here's the 1-2.
Either that or is it about $40,000?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Pashier asked for time, and he got it. Carnes wanted a new signal. And they're ready now. Holt The battery mate gets him what he likes. Big nod from Carnes that time. Here's the 1-2 to Bashir. And they're ready. Chopper towards Bircher. Got a Sunday hop right at the grass. He'll throw across the diamond and airmails Pettigrew. They caught it. Oh, my goodness. He caught him and pulled him off the bag, and the runner, Bashir, made a turn towards second, and Pettigrew went and tagged him, and he's out. Oh, wow. What a base running gaff there, Eddie Keys.
It's huge. And honestly, I'm not sure Pettigrew didn't deke him to make him think that the ball went by.
Right.
Because the way Pettigrew kind of turned and looked.
Well, he deked me. I thought it had gotten by.
I did too. I'm looking for Ty. Ty did a good job of running over here to back him up, but he never took his eyes off Pettigrew. And then I listened to you, and then Pettigrew tags him.
So how do we score that? I mean, that's not a 5-3, is it?
It is a 5-3.
It would be 5-3 still, even though they – because he made the attempt to second.
Oh.
That's the only reason.
3U then? 3 unassisted?
Be interesting.
But he was assisted, so I wouldn't know how to score that.
I wouldn't either. I never see it with a guy.
The important thing is it's an out. That's
true.
To me, that's the most important thing.
Well, it is.
Let's go. Pettigrew did a good job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I said, I really think he did. I'd like to know if he did that on purpose because he deked all of us out.
Yeah, no doubt. Middle of the fourth inning, 2-0. Amazing play over there as Bashir thought the ball had gotten loose. You remember the old Wichita State play up in Omaha when they had against Miami, I think it was.
Yes, the whole dugout started pointing to the corner. And
bullpen guys got up and scattered. Yeah, impressive. Stevenson, I believe, was the coach. Or no, that was Skip. The LSU guy was the Miami coach.
Johnson.
Skip Bartman. He was at Miami at the time. He was their assistant. Went to LSU and had all that success. He came up with that play. They were playing Wichita State. Yeah. All right, Bulldogs' turn. Here's the Greenwood catcher, Ty Holt. Flied out to left, reached on an error. 0 for 2. 2-0 Greenwood, bottom of the fourth. Holt, Carnes, Pettigrew. Let's see if Ty can be a leadoff here. Greenwood has had the leadoff man on base. No, I beg your pardon, not in the second inning. Strike to Holt. That's inside, 1-1. Holt fouls this one right back to me. 1 ball, 1 strike. I beg your pardon, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah. Okay, now I'm back. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I'm still listening to you.
And here it comes from Wilcox. Upstairs, 2-2. Bottom of the fourth, Greenwood leading 2-0. And Holt looks at one upstairs, full count. 5-2, ladies up after 3 in softball over the Van Buren Lady Pointers. Here's the 3-2, and it's inside, and Holt draws a walk, and that's his team leading 12th walk of the season.
You know, the only pitch that he'll really chase is that high fastball. He doesn't like to chase breaking balls or changeups out of the zone, which has helped him to, and that's what Sandifer's telling him there. Don't miss the fastball.
And Travers Shelton out to run for Holt. A courtesy run for the catcher and the pitcher in high school. Just joining the fray. Here's Carnes. Off speed right in there from Wilcox. And it was too fat for Carnes to pull the trigger.
And if you're Greenwood 2-0, you know, you're getting later into the game. This is crucial that you've got to get that runner in.
Carnes stands in. He's ready. It went after one that was outside and went the other way with it and fouled it out of play. 0-2 now to Grant Carnes. We've talked about those battle guys that like this 0-2 count, Keith. Here he is. Wilcox from the stretch.
Yeah, he doesn't strike out a lot. Yeah,
there's one to second base. Double play ball over to the – and a bad throw. Got into left field, and Shelton's going to have to stay there. Couldn't get a good read on the ball. The left fielder had to go get it, and Carnes will be on with the error.
Well, you got to know, Carnes is batting. You have to be fast and you have to be perfect. And the second baseman just rushed the throw and kept it low at the feet of the shortstop, and it got behind.
Yep.
To me, on that one, you just got to get the one. You don't even worry about it because you're moving to your left. Mm-hmm. It's going to be tough anyway. Get the out because you're not going to double up Carnes.
Here's Pettigrew. Carnes still over on the base path. I don't know if Wright will come in and run or not. Pettigrew swings and misses.
And this is how important being on the bases is. Do you put in Wright or do you keep your fastest, most experienced base runner out there?
True. One strike to Pettigrew. Pettigrew's walked and doubled. This one's in the air and out of play over towards Smith Robinson. He's in a 0-2 hole. It's Matt Nichols at second base for Van Buren. Like to have that throwback. Got to flush it, get ready for the next pitch. Here's the 0-2 to Pettigrew. Low. 1-2. First and second for Greenwood. A walk and a reaching on an error for Carnes. Here's the 1-2. And this is up in the air, out of play, straight over the top. A minivan and a Buick, huh? 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wilcox for Van Buren checks the runner at second, comes home, and Pettigrew fouls it right back, same spot nearly.
Well, you know what that does is you talk about pitching and arms and it being early and stuff. Wilcox is at 87 pitches.
Wow.
Here we are in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Nobody out. So, he's going to get into mid-90s, even if, there's a double play, whatever. He's going to get in mid-90s. It's just tough. It's outside. Good eye from Pettigrew. If you're in the 90s, you want to be, 6th inning. Mm-hmm. You don't want to be in the 4th, where conversely, you talk about Carnes is at 45. Wow.
Half.
2-2 to Pettigrew. You got him on a breaking ball. Just froze him up. Good pitch from Wilcox. That's the second backwards K for him. There's one down. That is the 3rd strikeout today of Greenwood batters.
You can see Wright go out now. Now that there's an out. Give Carnes a break.
Yep. Jackson Cole will dig in. He's walked twice. New baseballs brought in. Wilcox up on top. Greenwood has had base traffic every inning. They've left 8 on base here through 3 innings.
A plethora.
Yeah. Hefe. Here's Cole. Jackson smoke one here. First pitch swinging is to left field. Will it get down? It did not. And out number 2. Austin Mitchell.
Number 8, Austin Mitchell.
We have flied out to the left 3 times, center field twice. Well, here's Austin Mitchell now. He struck out and flied out to center. Greenwood with first and second, still leading 2-0. And a called strike. Mitchell, a right-handed bat. Came in batting .316. 0 for 2 today. Here it comes. And this was fouled out of play just a little late.
His whole front side is going to the left, and he should have been staying. If he stays in there, he hits that ball and squares it up. And if you look at the right field, the right fielder's playing too close to the line, and there's a big gap. And Greenwood, there's no better place to hit triples than right center in Greenwood.
Here's the 0-2 now. Wilcox brings it home. Way upstairs. Put one off Nathan Staten's face out there on the insurance.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, I thought you were being literal. I was like, what's he doing standing out there? But yeah, I see it out there on a banner.
Here's the 1-2. Inside. No, he called that a strike. Wow. So a backwards K, and Wilcox gets out of the jam. The Bulldogs left 2 more on base. Whew. We have left 10 base runners through 4 innings. Killer. Today's game being brought to you in part by J&H Automation Solutions, Craig Gigerich State Farm, Duck's Body Shop, Freedom Roofing, MSG Waste, Shirley's Tax Service, Taylor Family Vision, Top Notch Roofing, and Virtue Energy Services. Thank you to those Grand Slam sponsors for all of their help supporting Greenwood baseball. Tim Terry, Keith Holt, beautiful day for baseball here in Titletown.
So here's the dilemma that Van Buren's going to have to worry about now. So you got three main pitchers that you've thrown pretty much your conference series. Well, with Wilcox almost close to the pitch limit, do you bring in your second best, your other guy now, and say, okay, look, you may use him up significantly, which means you're only going to have one experienced guy the next game, or do you say, okay, look, let's try somebody else and save those other two for the next one because there's a 2-run lead? It made it a lot easier if we'd have scored at least a couple of those runners we stranded, and that would have made that decision easy. But with a 2-run game, you're still in this game.
Maybe that's our strategy.
Let them
mess with
think they're in it.
Pitching staff.
Dangle the carrot in front of them.
Right. It's like the dog races, little rabbits out there on the thing running around.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, I guarantee you, Brewer would like, you have a couple seniors that strike out with runners in scoring position, and, he'll say something about that later. But, again, those guys don't do that 4 weeks from now.
Right.
Those guys, they just don't. It's still early. You can try to do too much early, and those guys are relaxed. Those are good baseball players. They're going to be playing at the next level somewhere, so you just got to be patient.
Here's Van Buren. It'll be Austin Kane, Owen Whedon, and Hudson Gardner in the top of the fifth. And Carnes back to work upstairs, ball one. Kane struck out swinging in the second inning. And he squares to bunt, and that's in there for a called strike. He pulled the bat back.
Yeah, that's one of the least favorite things. That's a travel ball thing. It gives the pitcher a target if you square to fake bunt it.
And that's 2 balls now and 1 strike.
You teach kids if you're not going to bunt it, you hold it up way high out of the zone, so then it messes up the pitcher. If you hold it over the strike zone, it just gives you a target.
And that one's upstairs, 3-1 now.
You hear the dugout's got a little life to Van Buren. The pointers are coming alive.
Coach Weatherford told him, so let's get going here. It's 5th inning. Here's a 3-1. And it's in there for a strike lifted to right. Zitzman fighting heavy sunlight over there. He's got the shades on, makes the catch, no problem. Out number 1.
It was really a good job, good read off the bat. You and I have talked about this for years, how you get this time of day, and here in the next hour or so, that right side is tough with that sun beaming down right in your face.
Here is their right fielder, Owen Whedon. He grounded into an inning-ending double play in the second. And a curveball nasty from Carnes in there for a called strike.
I think to this point you're just being redundant if you say curveball and nasty. You can either just say nasty or just curveball.
Right.
We'll get it.
There's Gas upstairs, ball 1. Yeah, he had me and Whedon as well backing out of that curveball, and it came in there. Here's the 1-1. Upstairs, 2-1 now.
He's getting too quick with his fastball. He slows everything down to make sure he throws that curveball hard, and he's got better control of it right now. He's just got to gather himself and slow down a little bit. There it is.
Swing and a miss. Some heat. 2-2 now from Carnes. Coach Brewer pacing in front of the third base dugout where the Bulldogs occupy.
Rumor has it that's why they had to add new turf.
Here's the 2-2. Breaking
him.
ball in there, locked him up, and off to the dugout goes Owen Whedon. Just filthy stuff from Carnes there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strikeouts.
12, Hudson Gardner.
Is that a Baker's half dozen or 7?
That's a half dozen. Not a Baker's half. That's not a Baker's half dozen. Just
Would
a half
7
dozen.
be a Baker's half dozen?
6.5.
6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's Hudson Gardner now. He's their DH in the 9 hole. And first one to him's upstairs. So they had 1 strikeout where Holt had to throw down and complete the strikeout. We'll call that a half strikeout. So we'll say 5.5. Yeah. In the dirt, good block back there from Holt. 2-0.
Yeah, catchers love spiked fastballs.
No, they don't. 2 down here in the top of the 5th. Bulldogs leading 2-0 on Van Buren. Huge conference battle here. Swing and a miss. Mountain Home up on top at 4-0. Everybody else has split some series.
Now, who's Mountain Home beat? They beat
Siloam and somebody else is not very good, I think. I don't know. Strike called 2-2.
Harrison?
May have been. I don't know who they had the Tuesday. I bet you Mr. Conley will text us in. Swing and a miss. That ball was dropped. Holt will throw down and complete the strikeout. Fantastic. 1, 2, 3. We actually had a clean inning. I think that's the first time. No, the last inning, Carnes faced the minimum. And that is his 7th strikeout. We are in the middle of the 5th inning. Greenwood going to come to bat. Give me a chance to thank our dugout sponsors for all their support of Greenwood Baseball. Anchored Hope, Been Sanitized, Boondocks, Farmers Bank, Greenwood Express Lube, Liberty Roofing, Oak Bauer, West Ark Plumbing, and Ronnie Terry Roofing. Appreciate those dugout club sponsors for all their support.
Well,
yes, it was Harrison, by the way, for our
It was Harrison.
Yeah. So they swept the Goblins. They swept Siloam.
Which you and I've always talked. There's games you should win.
Yeah,
and that's
right.
what you're supposed to do. I think didn't Alma split with Siloam?
Yeah.
Is that what?
We heard. That's what Leland was saying.
Yeah, and it's just we talked about it at home. You have to sweep at home, split on the road. That's your best case scenario. I mean, your worst is a split everywhere,
Yeah.
but your best case is you win every game you play at home, and then you hope for a split on the road, which they got in Russellville. We should have won that game.
Yep.
Their pitcher, coming to find out that pitcher was kind of that kind of catapulted him and his confidence into where he's turned into a very handy pitcher, and he's a young guy we're gonna get to see now for a while.
Yep. Well, here's Zitzman now. He'll lead off the 5th for Greenwood. He is a 1 for 2 RBI single his last time up. The first one is inside to Zach Zitzman, the Greenwood right fielder.
And he's at 95 pitches. They're going to milk this for all it's worth. I guarantee he'll be right at 110.
There's a chopper to short, 2 hops, and across the diamond.
Oh!
And safe. Beat the throw out. He sure did.
Yeah, he didn't. The shortstop stayed back and didn't have any legs behind it, and coach is going to argue that, but really the only thing he should be arguing is why his shortstop didn't attack the ball and throw it harder.
And so a single, right?
Is Zach a defensive back? Yeah, it's an infield single.
Linebacker. Yeah. He's a
Let him hit
hunter.
you with a head full of steam.
Yeah, he can go. Not much of an argument from Coach Weatherford.
He may have been getting onto a shortstop for kind of being lackadaisical.
Well,
Bunt for a hit here.
That's right. Here's Bircher now.
Watch this drag bunt.
And Wilcox comes home. Bircher tried just too late.
Oh, he missed that by 2 feet.
Yep. Strike 1. Just get settled in here. Maybe something about the pitcher's wind up kind of got him off kilter a bit.
Well, what you do is if you don't have an out, you let him throw a few more pitches. You're at 98 pitches right here. That's a great bunt.
Wilcox off fields it, throws to first. Advances Zitzman to second. We've got a sack bunt in the books.
You want this to be Wilcox's last inning. You don't want something to happen to where he gets to 102 and then they bring him out for at least another batter or two. You'd like this to be get him up to 110 right now and then get him out. Let's get into Van Buren's bullpen.
Here's Scott Holland, flied out to the left, popped out to the third baseman. 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Bulldogs lead 2-0. But, man, we've left 10 runners on base today.
Is that all?
Upstairs, ball 1 to Holland.
Seems like more.
Scott's the DH. Yeah, you're right.
You could almost feel a Taylor Swift concert with that.
Wow.
That many people like that.
10?
10.
Yeah. Swing and a miss from Holland. He was trying to get an RBI there, maybe 2 actually.
The left fielder's not even. I mean, he's challenging. He's like, I dare you to hit it over my
shallow.
head.
It's amazing how shallow he is in left. Wilcox is ready. He'll take a peek at Zitzman back at second. Come home. This one's golf towards center. Trouble. Can it get to the Bermuda Triangle? Second baseman drifts back, made a nice play fighting the sun there as Nichols makes it make up for an error earlier. And there's 2 down. Thought Holland might get lucky and hit that one 145 feet. Didn't quite make it.
Yep.
Top of the order, here's Skaggs. Walked, singled, reached on a fielder's choice. He's 1 for 2. Wilcox up on top. 2-0 Bulldogs. Zitzman's got a big lead back there at second. And the first one's home. Inside, ball 1 to Skaggs.
We said Skaggs 1 for 2 with a walk.
Yeah.
This is where he puts the ball in play and he's so fast. He just makes things happen. I like our chances.
And they're going to throw and try to pick Zitzman. He's back in safely.
Glove to the face. He doesn't like that.
No.
Nice pinstripe uniforms.
Oh, yeah, they're beautiful.
Yankees opening day today, isn't it? Did they play today?
I don't know. The Giants are playing the Padres for sure. Here's a 1-0. Chopper to second. Waited again. They boots that one. There's an error, and that's going to score easily, Zitzman. And the Bulldogs have the third run across. We'll take it however we can get it.
It was a big hop. As soon as he hit it, I thought, why we keep giving them Sunday hops. I mean, just easy. And I think the shortstop just kind of looked at how fast he was running up the line. I think Coach getting on to him last time for being so slow that he kind of rushed everything and just missed it.
Yep, and he did get a nice Sunday hop glove side, too. Well, here's Ty Holt. Can he keep this 2-out rally alive? That's the third error, second on their shortstop.
Puts him at 104. This will be his 104th pitch.
Skaggs a little lead over at first. And they come. There goes the runner. Holt swinging away. This one's in the air. Center fielder's got a drift. Right fielder's drawing a beat. Nope, center field going to take over and makes the catch to end the inning. But the Bulldogs get a guy across. An insurance run, if you will. Still just 3-0, though. Anybody's ball game here in Greenwood as the 5A West action continues here with the Pointers in town. We will take a break. This is Greenwood Baseball on the Sports Hog 103.5. One minute, please. One minute, please. How are you, buddy? If you're watching on the live stream, we know we're live, so any chatter between innings is usually between me and Keith, or maybe me and Mr. Ferris back at the station. Enjoy.
Well, to me, if you're Van Buren, you go ahead and bring in your other pitcher. You don't. I mean, it's too early in the season. You run a pitcher out that's at 105 pitches just to throw 5 or 6 pitches. You just don't want to put that extra pressure on that arm. Go ahead and let him sit the 5 or 6 pitches. You're down 3 runs, and then bring in somebody else, and then you live to play another day with his arm. You don't want to see a young guy get overused because he's doing so well.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Grant Carnes back out for Greenwood here on the top of the 6th. Don't know that Carnes has been at full throttle 100% for the whole season. We welcome you back to Greenwood. Top of the 6th we go. Carnes back to work for the Bulldogs. 3-0 Greenwood here as they look to get a home win here in their first conference game here at home. Split with Russellville a couple of weeks ago.
We've left some on every inning, right? We even left 1 on the last one?
Yeah, that's 11 total. For the Pointers, it's the top of their order. Ian Rowe, he's their left fielder. Struck out and had a sacrifice bunt.
Carnes at 60 pitches. You like where he's sitting? He lost a little of his control with his fastball. We'll see if he can get it back here this inning.
Breaking balls in there for a called strike.
Especially at the top of the lineup up.
Rowe, Seeger, Bowen here in the top of the 6th. Here's the 0-1. And it's fouled straight back with some heat. And Carnes way ahead.
And you saw Coach Grat, stop him and say, hey, tell me how you feel. And then he told him he felt great. Then he said, no, tell me how you really feel. And, of course, he said, I feel good enough. I'm going to come out here and finish this.
Just missed outside with the 0-2. Celebrities in the press box with us. 1-2. Just inside 2-2.
HOT?
Yeah. We talked about Sleepy Zitzman's initials. Well, I mean, my daughter's with the HOT. That's a pretty gutsy move on my part. It worked. There's a chopper out to, or a little flare out to the left, Zitzman, right field rather. Zitzman, no problem. Nice jump on it. There's one down.
He makes it look like he gets such a jump on it, and Mitchell does this, and we've seen him do it for years. They get such a jump, you're like, are they really seeing the ball? Are they headed to the ball? Did she leave you? You give her a compliment, she takes off and leaves you.
Can't believe she wasn't asking for money. Here's Seeger now. First pitch swinging, it's fouled out of play. Strike one. Yeah, we've had some great outfielders over the years. Well, I mean, we've had some great ball clubs. But hitting and some base running has been our issue the last few seasons that have thwarted some success as the 0-1's inside some gas and Seeger got out of there. 1-1. There's a grounder right back up the box. CNI single got in on the bass, and that's his second hit for Seeger today. He's 2 for 3.
And that's one Carnes, he throws and falls to the left side. If he stays right there in the mound, he makes that play.
Yep.
He's the one guy that has free reign to call off anybody on the infield at pitcher.
Ethan Bowen now, who's 0 for 2 today. Flied out to left, struck out to end the third inning.
Ground ball would be nice.
One down here in the top of the 6th. Seeger with the lead over there. Swing and a miss to Bowen. Off speed.
So this is where you got to be careful if you're Holt at catcher, where Pettigrew's looking directly in the sun. If you do throw behind the runner, you got to make sure you keep that ball down.
Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Tried to check it up, couldn't do it. Bowen's in a deep hole here.
We call that the sword, Jedi sword.
Yes.
Not quite a full swing.
Yes. 0-2 now to Ethan Bowen, their first baseman. He's a right-handed bat. Carnes throws over, and Seeger's back in.
If you watch how Seeger's doing it, that's kind of, there's a base running you that they teach you to time the pitcher, and if he ever pitches it when you're on that hop, you've got an extra step, you go, because most of the plays are, within a step. Like right there, he's going.
And that ball's outside and got past Holt. He was going to swipe the bag, I think, anyway. Good jump.
Yeah, that's where we talked about, it's not really a call. It's not a call steal. It's if you get that jump and he pitches while you're on that jump, you go.
Yep. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. You talk about their stolen bases. That's their 80th, I believe, on the season now. I think you said they had 79 coming in. Runner in scoring position. Greenwood leads 3-0 here in the top of the 6th. Van Buren trying to get something going in a 1-out rally here. This is Bowen at the plate, and Carnes brings it home. Breaking ball stayed upstairs. The count's even at 2-2. One out. Ethan Bowen digs in from the right side. Carnes has got the signal, and now he's ready. Takes a look at Seeger at second. Fastball, high chopper, foul ball. Bircher fields it. I like to go ahead and throw it across, work on that a little bit. He was a little high the first time. Might as well get a little use.
Well, you want to stay in your rhythm and play through it in case you didn't hear it, in case
right.
The umpire was late saying it, and then you have to start again. So you always want to play through that. Plus, it's just practice.
Yeah. Still 2-2 now. Bowen will get back in on the right side. Carnes up on top. He's ready. He looks back at Seeger, and he'll come home with it. Check swing just stayed upstairs. Full count now to Ethan Bowen. Here's the 3-2 now from Carnes. And the Van Buren first baseman waits. Upstairs, he walked him.
This may be where Coach decides to bring in Mitchell. If something where he depends on what conversation he has with Carnes right here.
And Brewer out to the mound to check on Mr. Carnes. 1 out here in the top of the 6th.
So if you're Van Buren, you're in the 6th inning. Do you, Tim Terry, do you bunt and play for 2 runs and hope that maybe you have an error and you can get that other guy on base and get all 3 of them on base and essentially trade an out for 2 runs? Or do you play for a big inning and let him swing away and take your chances with the defense and the hitting?
You're talking about right here?
Right here.
Oh, no, not with Wilcox up. You swing away. If there was no outs, I might try something different, but with 1 out.
I forgot there was 1 out.
Yeah.
Where'd we get the out?
Now batting the pitcher, number 13, Weston.
Yeah, they're definitely not with Wilcox. You're down in the
liner
lineup.
of Zitzman.
That's right, Zitzman.
Yeah. So this is the guy they want up here in this spot. Wilcox can help himself out.
100%. You see Skaggs keeping everything in front of him. You don't want any doubles from the outfield. You want to keep everything in front of you, keep everything to a single.
Good matchup here between the pitchers. Carnes on top. Weston Wilcox, he's 0 for 2 today. Flied out to left and to center. Grant's ready for Greenwood. From the stretch, he'll come set, and here it is. This one's up in the air, first pitch swinging. He was waiting on that fastball, and he got it, Keith.
He did. In both teams, you can't miss fastballs.
Yeah. 1 strike to Wilcox. And I'm wondering if Coach said, don't worry about the runners, because Carnes didn't even – he did that time. First time he didn't look back at all. 2 looks, now comes home. That one bounced in. Holt did a good job knocking it down. He'll throw to first, and the ball got through. He kind of fisted it a bit. They had him picked off down there at first. The runner at first took off thinking he was going to have room to run. Bowen and Seeger didn't go. The throw's down, and he got past Pettigrew. And so the runners advance now to second and third. We've got a 1-1 count.
Yeah, you had him picked off. Holt's just got to get the ball to him. You don't have to throw it hard. You don't have to be perfect. Just get the ball to him.
Here's the 1-1. And tried to frame, couldn't get it brought up. 2-1 now, a little low. Runners at second and third now. Top of the 6th, high drama here, 5A West action. Swing and a miss. Carnes, can he get a strikeout? That is Nichols on deck for Van Buren. There's one out here in the top of the 6th. Tying run at the plate, and it's Weston Wilcox. Carnes says, go back through the signs for me, and he's got it now. Here's the 2-2 to Wilcox. Challenged him right down the middle, and that ball's foul.
Wow.
Bircher fielded it in foul play, in foul territory.
It was close. Now, I don't think the umpire didn't call that immediately. If you watch the umpire.
I think if he had fouled.
If Bircher plays through it, I think it's fair ball. I think he just lets it go.
That's a great play from Austin. Because the speedy Wilcox, I don't know if he could have got him, even if he came and played it. So new life. I like that, 2-2.
Blow a fastball by him.
Power on power here. Good matchup. Here it is from Carnes. He did. That was tipped foul. Wilcox just stayed alive. Nice battle going on here.
Now
one down, top of the 6th.
Slider outside.
Carnes up on top. Second and third for Van Buren. Greenwood leading 3-0. Top of the 6th inning. Here's a 2-2 to Wilcox. And, that was going to beat him. Wilcox ducked under it, and the count's full.
And that's where Wilcox is. I mean, I know it's up, but you can take that off your shoulder, and you have bases loaded and 1 out for sure, and you don't have to worry about what this next pitch is.
Yep. Now he's got to. Here's the payoff, 3-2. Breaking ball in there, struck him out. What a pitch from Grant Carnes. Woo! Nasty. Got him looking.
Bircher better be ready. Ty Holt just throws it down to Bircher, and Bircher looks at the dugout like, hey, Holt, I wasn't ready. I mean.
2 down, and here is Matt Nichols. Reached on an error, struck out. Was stranded out at second base in the 2nd inning. And Carnes, can he get out of this jam again? Second and third for Van Buren. First one's in there for a called strike.
It goes back to the hit by pitch. That's how valuable that is to be able to stay in there and take that.
Yes,
I mean, that doesn't happen. You never strike out if you just stand in there and take it.
Yep, that's true. Here's the 0-1 to Nichols. He's their second baseman. There's a shot towards Morgan. Right through the 6 hole. And 2 runs are going to score. Throw comes in. And the Pointers are on the board.
Oh, yeah, right between his legs.
That's an error on Morgan. And Nichols at first base.
It's not been the prettiest of baseball today, defensively.
And there's new life for these Pointers now, only down 1 run, 3-2. And Peyton Bashir, who is he was hit by a pitch. And then grounded out to third. Let's see.
You have 3 errors on Cole, Holt, and Morgan.
Yep.
And they have 3. They have 2. Stewart has 2 errors. Rowe and Nichols, so 2, 3. They have 4 errors.
Is that what the
7
game
errors.
Changer says?
Yeah.
1 ball count. And they're going to say he went. Called strike.
Yeah, he did. And that's where you got to use the guy out in the field. And that's what their coaches are going to argue. And they probably got a pretty good argument.
1 ball, 1 strike.
But if you've watched baseball, you've seen this at every level, where the umpire goes ahead and he thinks he saw the swing and he makes the call. I mean, you're not going to reverse it.
1 ball, 1 strike. Weatherford talking to his batter, talking to the umpire through the batter, if you will. Big spot here for Bashir. 2 outs, top of the 6th. Bashir will dig back in. A 1-1 count. Carnes up on top. And he's ready. Low. 2-1. Austin Kane is out on deck for the Pointers if Bashir can extend the at-bat. 2 balls, 1 strike. That's in there for a called strike. 2-2 now. Deuce is wild. Grant Carnes throws over and back safely is Nichols. Woo. 2-2. Here it is. This is lifted in the air to left, to right. Zitzman drifts back, fighting a little bit of sun, makes the play over the shoulder. Nonchalant it a bit, but Zitzman sure-handed over there. Pointers left a runner. It's their third. They got 2 runs, though. There was 1 hit in the inning. An error. It was a big one. Got 2 across for the Pointers. And they trail 3-2 now as the Bulldogs come to bat here at the bottom of the 6th inning. It'll be Carnes, Pettigrew, and Cole for the Bulldogs. Wilcox back out for the bottom of the 6th.
And I don't know if he does if it's 3-0. I don't know if Wilcox comes back out. I don't see how you can justify 110 pitches out of a kid's arm that's a sophomore, your best pitcher, statistically on the mound. I just can't see how you can justify letting a kid throw 110 because he's going to get to 110 this inning. And I say that, I guess if you have 1 pitch, 1 out, he may not. But anyway, I'll stop there.
I understand what you're saying.
And I'd say that if it's Carnes, if we were behind and it's just too early right now, and you just see it at every level with the arm troubles, the arm problems, just overuse and not really caring about the kid trying to get the win. I'm not saying Coach Weatherford is like that. I'm just saying I'm watching a kid at 110 pitches and it's early, and they're running him back out there for 5 pitches, letting him get loose and throw 5 more pitches.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Pitcher number 3, Grant Carnes.
We don't have a Van Buren roster. I think there's a new shortstop. I don't think number 8 is at shortstop now for Van Buren. I don't have his. Oh, thank you. I don't have his name. I'll get his name for you here shortly. Batting is Carnes. He take a home run hack and fouls it straight back for strike 1.
So that's a pitch number 105.
This is 105 coming up?
Yes.
Here it is to Carnes. Breaking ball
that's
upstairs.
106 right there.
1-1 count. 3-2 Greenwood, bottom 6. Here it comes to Carnes. There's a chopper to the second baseman. Couldn't get to a doe off his glove, and Carnes is aboard with an infield single. That's a hit.
I mean, you got to think about because right now, I don't know who Van Buren has Tuesday, but you're talking about short rest. I mean, you have to take 3 days rest after 86 pitches, which I think is ridiculous. You only take 3 days rest with 86 pitches, but so you're going to get your rest in, but now you're going to come back Tuesday, and there's a chance he throws another 100 pitches on Tuesday. And you've seen how even at the college level they monitor pitch counts. You've seen it happen with Arkansas. I mean, it's huge.
Pettigrew first pitch swinging to left fielder, and he was right there waiting on it. Maybe 2 steps in.
So what it says, 108, pitch 108.
Carnes stays in at first. I saw Brewer tell him to go ahead and stay over there and run. Here's Jackson Cole. Cole's walked twice, flied out to left.
We need him to be patient here.
3-2 Greenwood, 1-run lead, bottom of the 6th. Van Buren will get one more chance at it. Will they need 1 run or more? Cole's first pitch swinging, shortstop. Backhand to second for 1. No chance to get the speedy Cole.
God.
And Carnes is forced out at second, 6-4 for out number 2.
That's where you got to be patient.
Cole's on with a fielder's choice. Yeah.
You got their best pitcher out. You're about to get him out of the game, and you swing at 2 first pitches with Pettigrew and Cole.
Yep. But both are fat pitches out there. That's
then
like
if they're
you
fat,
said.
then get a base hit.
Well,
I mean,
true.
I know it's easy to look at it at
Mm-hmm.
in hindsight.
Right. 2 outs. Let's see what Mitchell can do. In there for a called strike.
Where's that put him? 109. So, but you can go over 110 to finish the batter.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. 2 outs here in the 6th. Breaking balls up a little inside. 1-1. Two outs. Austin Mitchell, Greenwood center fielder.
Yeah, that's 111.
Here it is. Swing and a miss.
112.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner at first, Jackson Cole reached on the fielder's choice. Bulldogs have graciously stranded runners in every inning, 11 so far. Here's the 1-2. There's a shot into left field. 2 out single for Mitchell. Good. Cole up to second. And it's Austin Bircher.
Yeah, he has to go here.
Now batting the right fielder, number 10, Zach Zitzman.
Here's Zach Zitzman, and coach is up out of the dugout for Van Buren, and it'll be all for Wilcox. Pitched a pretty decent game. But the pitch count got him, and they'll have to go to their bullpen. And it looks like number 3, out of 9.
Well, it turned into a pitching. It turned more, instead of a pitching duel, into a base runner duel.
Right.
You know, who left the most runners on base, and not that
certainly
Wilcox
won
didn't
that.
do great,
Right.
But Carnes has gotten a lot of his outs by strikeouts, where Greenwood's just shot themselves in the foot.
Yep.
Runners on base. We've left how many now on base? 3, 4,
we've
5,
left
6,
11
7, 8.
so far.
11, and we've got 2 more on base now. So you've got to start. If you're going to win big games, you've got to get those guys in.
5 2/3 for Wilcox. This is Jacob Price, a right-handed batter in relief. Let's take a quick break and get this pitcher loose and see if Austin Bircher can keep a 2-out rally going for Greenwood here in the bottom of the 6th. Bulldogs baseball on the Sports Hog, 103.5. 30 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is you're going to see next game, you're going to see Mason Moore, and he's got 21 inches for us.
Yeah.
He's got 21 inches of break.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, he's amazing. This is going to be their version. He's got kind of a 3/4 to side, and you can tell his ball runs, and he's not going to overpower people. He's just going to look for soft contact.
We're back here in Greenwood. Bulldogs trying to get a couple runs back. They surrendered in the top of the inning. Base runners on. That's Cole at second and Mitchell at first. Jackson reached on a fielder's choice, and Mitchell with a single. Here's Zach Zitzman now. Zitzman's 2 for 3 today. Couple of singles, RBI, scored a run. Good day so far for Zitzman. He's been magical in the field as well out there. It looks like Coach may bring somebody in to run for Cole, which is interesting. That's a pinch runner. That's Shelton.
Yes.
So that's it. I guess Cole can re-enter at second.
Oh, yes.
2 outs. Here's Zach Zitzman. He'll face the new pitcher, Price. Right-hander from the stretch. Works over on the first base side of the rubber, way over there. He'll take a peek back to second, come in, and Zitzman rips one, but it's pulled foul. Boy, he was sitting on dead red. That ball's launched, but pulled foul. to the right side. Son of a gun.
If you want to see if a hitter has power, just look at his legs and look at his butt, and you can tell Zitzman's built like a baseball player.
He certainly is. Left-handed bat, 0-1 count. Here it comes from Price. Kind of a side armor. That one's outside. 1-1 now.
He's going to want to. He's probably with Zitzman keep throwing his fastball tails away. The spin on the ball goes away. Where if he throws anything off speed, it comes right into Zitzman's hands and plays into his favor.
2 outs here, bottom of the 6th. Dogs up 3-2, and swing and a miss. Got him there with some movement. You compared this guy to Mason Moore, Keith. I see it.
Well, Mason just has more velocity.
Yeah, right.
Again, I'm a big fan
as
of
far
Mason.
as ball movement.
You bet.
Here's a 1-2 now to Zitzman.
Which makes it very tough in high school to try to emulate in practice and try to be able to hit.
And went the other way with this one, fouled over the tarp into the bullpen.
That was a great piece of hitting to just foul that off, get another pitch.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Price up on top. He spins the ball on the right hand. For Van Buren comes set now. Here he comes home with it. Way outside. 2-2 now to Zitzman. Bircher's on deck if Zitzman can extend the inning. Two and two. Here it is to Zach Zitzman. Left-handed bat. Price is ready up on top for Van Buren. From the stretch. Outside.
Wasn't even close.
Full count. Payoff pitch. Runners will get a head start here with 2 down. Price is ready. Zitzman digs in from the left side. Here comes the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Boy, he fooled him there. It fell off the shelf. And the Pointers avoid a 2-out rally from the Bulldogs as they've left 2 more on base. That's 13 total for Greenwood through 6 innings left on base. Well, Van Buren's got one last shot here in the top of the 7th. Down 3-2 to Greenwood, and they'll bring their 7, 8, and 9 hitters scheduled to bat. Kane, Whedon, and Gardner. Carnes back out to go for the complete game.
Well, and if you're Greenwood, you like to be at the bottom of their lineup, but what you can't let happen is a walk or error. You can't let one of these guys get on. If they earn it, great. That's fine. That's baseball. Do not let them and get back to the top of the lineup, because once a team rolls the lineup over, they're confident. They're like, hey, that's our goal, is to make it to the top. And once you get there, it's tough to get them.
Well, and you're right, Keith. When we look now, their 9-hole does have a double earlier. But that is the only hit from the 7, 8,
you got to start making little lines where he hits it so you can tell where he hit it.
I'm trying to think. I usually do that. I have little X's everywhere. Where did he hit that double? Here's Austin Kane. He's their center fielder. Struck out, flied out to right. Carnes going to go the distance here. Or at least we're hoping he does. Yeah.
We're going to attempt it.
Kane's in, and he's ready. Righty-righty matchup. Here we go. Dogs up 1, top 7. First one's in there for a called strike. Off-speed action.
If you're in a brawl, and I'm talking about a competitive brawl, not really like a fist fight, Carnes is the guy you want on your side.
Fastball's outside. 1-1.
And I don't know. I've never met. I'm sure he's frustrated some other teams, but I've never met anyone that doesn't like his personality.
This one's in the air. Is it going to stay in play? It's not. Pettigrew gave chase on the right side, but it goes out of bounds over there. 1-2.
People still have time listening or watching. Come out and catch game number 2.
Yeah.
There'll be about 20 minutes in between games.
Here's one to right. Zitzman fighting the sun. Nice job. Made it look easy again. That's not easy over there, y'all.
Zitzman fought the sun, and Zitzman's going to win every time.
Love it. Well done.
Him and Chuck Norris.
Strike out to end the inning, and the ball's going to come find you, and it did. And Zitzman came through.
You're exactly right.
That's his 4th put out there as well, Keith. So a lot of action and right.
And he's made it look effortless.
Yes. You see that with a speed hitter or a pitcher that throws gas. A lot of times guys can't get around on it. A lot of balls to right. There's the first one now to Owen Whedon, and it's a ball.
It's a strike. Holt did a good job of making it look more of a strike, but it was right on the corner.
That one's inside, and that's a ball. 2-0. Whedon grounded into a double play and struck out looking. So he's not had the best day at the plate. Here's a 2-0. That bounced in 3-0. He's way ahead of Carnes. Brewer, a little bit more feverish pace in front of the dugout. Here's the 3-0 right down the middle.
Well, it makes you wonder. He's at that edge to where is he going to go get Mitchell yet? And Mitchell's thing is Mitchell's not the pitcher he was the last couple of years. Right. Just like, I'll let you finish this.
That ball's fouled out of play. And we talked about taking on 3-0, Keith, and you get the called strike, it's always a foul ball.
Yeah.
Now you're in 3-2.
You can't miss fastballs.
Yep.
You can't. I mean, if you're missing fastballs, it's always in the other team's favor. We just have two teams missing fastballs.
There's a chopper foul. Left side.
Back to Mitchell. Mitchell's one of my favorite kids. The kid is a competitor. He competes. He's quiet, but, man, he wants to win. He wants to do well. He thinks he should be perfect out there.
Yeah.
But as far as throwing, he's just not as accurate.
And swing and a miss. Holt tags to complete the strikeout, and there's 2 down. Nice job in the battle there that Carnes won.
Mitchell will tell you, I think him being a closer suits his personality. You remember the freshman year at Van Buren?
Yes.
And he come out the first time me and you saw him. We're like, who is that kid?
Right. 9th strikeout for Carnes. Can he find his 10th here on their 9-hole? Hudson Gardner and a swing and a miss.
Are you asking me? Or
I'm asking you, Kenny.
I think so.
Gardner's 1 for 2 today, struck out and doubled. Swing and a miss. And a bad ball in the dirt. Had him fooled. Went to the backstop. 0-2 now. 1 strike away the Bulldogs are from notching a win here in Game 1. We'll have about a 25-minute delay between games as they get ready for the doubleheader here. 0-2, Greenwood leading 3-2. Here's Carnes looking to go to 4-0. Outside.
Man, Carnes he's a dude on the mound at high school. Yeah. I think it's going to translate well.
Swing and a miss. He got him. Holt bobbled. He'll have to throw down to complete the strikeout, and does. And that will do it for game number 1 and the 10th strikeout for Grant Carnes. And the Bulldogs hang on, clawing and scratching to a 3-2 victory here in game number 1 over the Van Buren Pointers. Moved to 2-1 in conference now. The Pointers dropped to 1-2.
All right, so Greenwood out-hit them 7-3. Van Buren had 4 errors. Greenwood have 3. If you take away Greenwood's errors and have them put the ball in play more, it's probably not even close. And Van Buren's a good team. They're going to do well, but this is still early in the season. Both teams got to overcome some of these problems, missing fastballs.
Now, here's what I like, Keith. A sloppy win. Maybe keep them focused. We saw at Russellville a couple of weeks ago a blowout win in Game 1, and they came out lackadaisical and thought we'll just coast through this Game 2, and it got beat. So maybe a sloppy win here is going to keep them a little bit more focused and able to come out and get the sweep here at home. That's what I'm hoping for. We left 13 on base. Ooh. They only left 3.
Unfinished business is what Burr will tell them is, look, we got to show them that you can't leave doubt that we're the better team in this conference.
Right.
And right now, go ahead and take care of business, because also what you got to remember is everybody else in the state's looking at the scores. Sure. And they're saying, 3-2, it was a close game. Well, it was on the scoreboard, but if you look on paper, Greenwood, it was kind of their fault that it happened.
Softball won 7-4. And against the Lady Pointers, they're playing a doubleheader over there as well. All right, we will take a break here, 25 minutes between games. I want to thank our Grand Slam sponsors, J&H Automation Solutions, Craig Giggert, State Farm, Duck's Body Shop, Freedom Roofing, MSG Waste, Shirley's Tax Service, Taylor Family Vision, Top Notch Roofing, and Virtue Energy Services. Our Dugout Club sponsors, Anchored Hope, Ben Sanitized, Boondocks, Farmers Bank, Greenwood Express Lube, Liberty Roofing, Oak Bauer, West Ark Plumbing, and Ronnie Terry Roofing. Bulldogs win game 1 3-2. We will take you back over to Fox Sports Radio and come back, I'll say about 6:45, and get you ready for game number 2 here of this twin bill in the 5A West. Greenwood beats Van Buren 3-2. Sean Holland directing, engineering, producing game 1 online. That's Joey Buffkin on camera out in center field. And back at the station, Mr. Michael Ferris brought us home here at the end. Appreciate Miss Karen getting us going early on. Keith Holt's my partner. We'll do it again here in about 25 minutes for game number 2. It's Greenwood Sports Center, and you're home for local sports in the Western Arkansas corridor. Fox Sports Radio, the Sports Hog, 103.5.